Conor McGregor, if you haven't listened to it, after you're done listening to this show, of course, go listen to his interview on the Tucker Carlson podcast. Fantastic hour of content there. He is running as an independent for president of Ireland. Conor McGregor is the very rambunctious, outspoken MMA fighter, absolute legend in that circle. And he's running for president of Ireland. He said that the immigration issue has gotten too far out of control and somebody needs to do something about it. He said, we need to make Ireland Ireland again. Because they have. They've, again, when you import the third world, you become the third world. They've brought in tons of immigrants, quote unquote, refugees from Arabic and African countries, predominantly Muslim, and they're losing their identity. And Conor McGregor saying, hey, enough is enough. He's trying to create his own MAGA movement over in Ireland. And I don't have a problem with it. I didn't hear anything he said that I disagreed with. It's not a racist thing. It's a, hey, we're Ireland. We're not Saudi Arabia. We're not Palestine. We are Ireland. We have Irish values. We want to keep our cultural identity here. We've been Ireland since the dawn of time, by the way. This isn't a two-way street either. The fact that we here in the West, whether it be in Europe or Canada, or as some people would like to have it in the United States, the fact that we in the West just sit here while people come from Muslim countries and erode our cultural values and we do nothing about it in the name of equality is insane. Because I'm telling you right now, if Christians went to Islamic countries and tried to pull the shit that they're pulling in the West right now, they'd chop all of our fucking heads off for it. Every last one of us. What you guys don't realize is conquering is part of the Islamic doctrine. That's part of the religion. They have to conquer. They have to expand by any means necessary. That's why there have been all these holy war campaigns throughout the dawn of time. That's what triggered the Crusades, was the Vatican was like, holy shit, if we don't go start fighting back right now, they're going to take all of Europe. So that's part of their doctrine, is to conquer. They understand they can't just invade these countries and win fighting on the ground. So instead, they're doing a soft crusade. They're coming in as quote unquote refugees, and then they're just outbreeding everybody. And Europe slowly loses its culture, and Christianity goes with it. That's what we're watching right now. And Conor McGregor is a devout Catholic. He's an Irish Catholic, so that obviously goes without saying. He's trying to fight back against this. I mean, Europe is falling right now. Canada, Europe, maybe parts of Europe like England, Germany, may be too far gone. I know Italy's trying to fight back. Poland did a damn good job for a long time over there. Lots of Europe. I mean, there's parts of Europe that are, in my lifetime, will never return to what they once were. There's no amount of right-wing populism at this point that can fix it because they're too far gone. They've been totally overtaken by these Muslim refugees. There's nothing they can do. And this isn't a race thing. This is a cultural thing. I 100%, whether you're black, white, Arabic, doesn't matter. If you're a Christian, you have superior values to someone who's a Muslim. You do. And that's the thing. The fact that they think, I mean, why are you, let's break this situation down with these Muslim refugees coming into Europe. Let's break down what the word refugee means. It means you're fleeing something. So you had your Islamic country. Obviously, things didn't work out too well over there for you. So what makes you think if you come to another Islamic country and try it again that anything's going to be any different? It's like if you're a horrible alcoholic and your marriage falls apart and you get divorced and then you find a new woman and you're like, I'm not going to stop drinking, but this is going to work this time. My fifth marriage, this is the one that's not going to fall apart here. What are you doing? So they've totally destroyed. So, I mean, and that's why I think Robert Sarah, the Guinean Pope, again, nothing to do with race. Don't give a shit what color your skin is. I want you to get the big questions right here. Robert Sarah, the potential new Pope from Guinea, he's a cardinal. I think the West needs him, ironically enough, more than ever right now. This is the moment where if this guy gets this, he could very well save Christianity and the West, and he's not even from the West. He's from Africa. I think that would be a massive, massive moment in history if this guy gets in. That's why I'm such a big supporter of his. And the more I look into him, the more base this guy gets. We broke down some of his quotes in the show on Wednesday. You haven't heard that, go check it out. But I think this could be a very defining moment for the West. So Europe's totally gone, parts of Europe. Canada's falling next. Their next goal is the United States. We're the great Satan. They call us that. They want to destroy us. That's not a secret. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's not xenophobia or Islamophobia. That's the facts. That's the facts. There's already parts of Michigan where the Islamic prayer calls are set up in state-sponsored. The city paid for these government-sponsored sirens throughout the city calling Muslims to prayer. Name any other religion anywhere else in the country where that would fly. Anywhere else. What happened to separation of church and state? There's no way that if Christians tried to get together and say, hey, we're going to put up church bells that ring at 9 a.m. every Sunday on these big old city-owned megaphones and sirens all throughout the city, that would get shut down in First Amendment case in court so quickly. So quickly that would get tied up. But because of Muslims, we don't want to offend anybody. In the name of multiculturalism, in the name of diversity and inclusion and culture, guys, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. Let me spell this out. Different cultures means you have different food and music, right? A cultural thing is when we go to Mia's family's house on Christmas Eve and we have tamales. That's a cultural thing. Throwing a gay guy off a roof is a savage animal thing. That's the difference, okay?
You are gay.
Those are the two. Those are different, right? The Scottish guy that plays the bagpipes, the Mexican mariachi band, the different types of African music that you see, those are all cultural elements. Believing that it's acceptable to start a grooming gang is something that does not belong in polite society. This is not about tolerance, okay? If you tolerate the things I just listed off there, you're a cuck. You're a pussy. You're part of the problem. We don't have to tolerate that type of garbage, okay? Let me play you a couple videos here from some Islamic scholars here. This is Muhammad Hijab. Go ahead and listen to what Muhammad has to say. This is one of the more well-spoken Muslims. He's a big influence in the Muslim American community, and he wants to have a say in how this country's run. Go ahead and tell me in the comments on YouTube and Rumble if this is the type of guy that you would want in charge of your country here.
At all. We think that it's just because we have a different idea of what it means to be a child, which can be tracked historically. But now, if the situation has changed, we'd say that the general principle in Islam is, you can do what you kind of want, so long as, I'm not going to say you can do what you want so long as you harm it. You can marry whomever you want to marry, so long as it doesn't cause them harm, physical and psychological. So, for example, if I marry a 100-year-old woman, or Sneeko, if you marry with your tank top a 100-year-old woman, and you get involved with her intimately, she might die. I mean, she might have some kind of health problem. So we would say that, well, if you were to be intimate with a 14-year-old or 13-year-old who's got huge hips and huge breasts and huge body, I mean, quite frankly, we would say it's not going to have the same effect medically. I mean, no one can make the argument. But in these countries where we live in now, one is legal and one is illegal. So, in other words, you can't marry a 100-year-old woman, but you can marry that girl that's, you can't be. You're a pedophile if you go for the girl that's got the hips. And once again, pedophilia is very relative. No, we don't think.
Pedophilia is very relative. That's your top Muslim scholar right there. It's just a state of mind, guys. Age is but a number. Oh, my goodness. And the way he described the 13-year-old girl. I mean, okay, play the next one here. This is from another one. This is from an Islamic cleric here.
This is actually Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam what do with Aisha. He saved her and he married her when she was 6 years old, and he lived with her when she reached the 9 years old.
And then he had sex with her at that
After that.
When she ready.
Yeah.
When she ready,
she menstruated at 9 and then he had sex.
When she ready.
When she's ready.
And They know that she is ready. They have the physical relation.
May I ask a question? Why do you consider that as pedophilia?
I think that a 9-year-old is still a child, so I consider having sex with a 9-year-old to be pedophilia.
But it has already passed that stage. It's not. She became an adult. She finished a stage and entered a new stage. With it, it is considered as an adult. She's physically grown. She has the ability to bear. Like if she gets married, she can get pregnant.
There you go. Those are their scholars. These are the top cultural influencers in Islam. Mia, pop quiz. Question number 2. Do you think the country would be better off if we had more people that thought that way or less people that thought that way?
A lot less.
A lot. How about 0 people that think that way? You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here. How about that? I don't care who you worship. Okay, there's plenty of Muslims out there that are decent people. All right? If you're going to sit here with a straight face and tell me that a 9-year-old girl can consent to sex because she's had her period, you go to the gallows. Bye-bye. Take that crap to your home country that's war-torn and burned to the ground. Long before the white man came along, so don't even blame me for that one. And that's why these countries are such shitholes, and that's why we shouldn't want people to come in just willy-nilly from them. I'm sorry, we have to protect our values here. Because otherwise, the alternative is freaks like that. That's the alternative. If we don't start getting a grip, and Europe doesn't, the parts of Europe that aren't totally gone by now, and Canada, don't start taking a hard line stance against Muslim mass migration, the soft crusade that is Muslim mass migration, which is exactly what that is, which is exactly what you're watching in Europe. It has already succeeded in parts of Europe. If we don't start taking a hard line stance against that crap, that's our future. Those are the people, and it won't be in my lifetime, but it could be in my kids' lifetime. Those are the people that are going to be in charge of my grandkids someday. If we don't do something now. So I'm not a white supremacist. Of course I'm not. My own kids aren't going to be white. I'm not a white supremacist, right? I am a Western supremacist. I am a Western values and Christian supremacist. Yes, I believe that our values over here, where we don't shoot women in the back of the head for learning how to read, where we don't believe it's acceptable to have sex with a 9-year-old girl as long as she's gotten her period, where we don't throw people off of roofs because they decided to have sex with an adult that's the same gender as them. Yes, I objectively think that our values over here are better than yours. Now, I'm not saying America and Europe don't come with their slew of problems. America, a lot of our problems have honestly come from becoming more secular. But even the secularism in society is preferable to that crap over there. They can keep that. I'll fight the good fight over here with the secularists because the secularists are weak. They're pathetic. They don't know how to fight. We can beat these people. In the end, we will. The Muslims are a whole lot more brutal, and that's going to be a way more difficult fight if they gain any type of foothold in the United States. There's dozens of elected officials in the United States that are Islamic. Actually, it might be over 100 at this point. I don't know the exact number. I saw it the other day. I can't remember it off the top of my head. So the problem's already growing here. It's I'm sorry, the Sharia law, the Sunni Muslim population, it's not compatible with polite society. It is not a freedom of religion issue. You can worship whatever God you want. You can go to whatever church you want. The moment your religion starts directly affecting the lives of others in a negative manner, and I don't mean it hurts their feelings, I mean you start saying things like 9-year-old girls are fair game, that's when it's no longer a religion. It's a death cult that needs to be put down. And that's harsh language, but that's how they dealt with it back in the Crusade days. And I'm not saying that everything that happened in the Crusades was justified, but the Crusades themselves were absolutely justified, and you'll never change my mind on that. If the Crusades didn't happen, we're probably all living under that shit right now. So take it for what you will. But we have to take a stance against this soft crusade that is absolutely invading the West. It's in their doctrine. It is in their doctrine. They have to convert us, kill us, or enslave us. Those are our options. They can convert us, they can kill us, or they can enslave us. That's what they're told. Those are the options for non-Muslims, and that they have a responsibility to conquer lands that are not Islamic. What you're witnessing is no coincidence. It's in the doctrine. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing that happened. This is a well-funded invasion of polite society. And we have to start doing something about it. And if it takes an MMA fighter and the former host of The fucking Apprentice to do it, then so be it. Remember, you can be a slave, you can be a convert, or you can be a dead man. That's 3 options they give us if they seize power. Now, I'm not going to be anybody's slave, and I'm certainly not going to worship their pedophile death cult. So that leaves me with one option. Let's not go down that road.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.